Conservation has never really been my thing. Like many others, I rarely find myself actively doing something for the environment, let alone participating in efforts to restore or protect it. I vividly remember jogging through the summer, week after week, my gaze fixed on the ground as I passed a familiar stretch of trail. There, in the corner of the path, sat a disgusting, discarded Prime Energy drink. It felt fitting in a way, for a brand that seemed to embody the kind of disposable culture that we live in today. I noticed it, but never really thought to myself, hey, this should be recycled. It was just another part of the scenery that is still there almost a full year later. In essence, Spilled is all about inspiring players to take action in keeping nature clean and reducing pollution, something that's undeniably important. This game encourages players to feel motivated to contribute to the cause, no matter how big or small that action may seem. Even if you can't physically clean up the oil spills in the ocean, one small deed can make a world of difference. It's a reminder that every little effort counts towards a bigger growing issue. Spilled offers a story not within the game itself, but in the real world. It offers a glimpse into the developer Lente's personal journey. Growing up surrounded by the marine lifestyle and spending her life on a boat, she developed a deep love and respect for the oceans. Protecting what she cherishes has been her driving force. As Lente continues commendable efforts to safeguard the environment, she has been creating Spilled in the background on her boat, turning her passion for conservation into a powerful interactive message. Throughout this game, players can connect with her mission to contribute to the cause. In addition, 10 cents of every purchase of this game will be going directly to a marine conservation effort, allowing players to feel good about supporting the cause with their purchase. But while this is a nice gesture, I believe we could do even more. Instead of just buying the game and contributing 10 cents, we might consider putting that extra change we have lying around to better use by investing $10 directly into marine conservation efforts. That being said, while Spilled was interesting, I couldn't help but feel like it left me wanting more. It was a short experience, only lasting 40 minutes, and while it was fun to explore and clean, I didn't feel the same level of engagement that would keep me returning for more after finishing because there was nothing. This game is a meaningful and thoughtful endeavor, and its message is still worth supporting. It's just my problem with the game is that the monetization of ideals restricts the access of those who genuinely care but just cannot afford it. You don't need $6 to go outside and pick up litter. Imagine wanting to help somebody, only to be required to pay somebody for the privilege of doing so. I just feel like a free release or a clearer direction towards real conservation efforts would have had a far greater impact. A more powerful conclusion could have been falling asleep after a long session of cleaning up the ecosystem, only to wake up to find the world in the exact same state, if not worse, to how it first began. Erasing all efforts and projecting Lente's feelings of frustration into the player as though meaningful change is always out of reach. Spilled started out sweet and meaningful, but ultimately it seemed like Lente was channeling her inner desires, turning the game into an outlet for her anger towards those who harm her vision of a better world. The claim that a few cents could make the difference falls short. If the game sold 25,000 copies, Lente herself would receive around $100,000, while the conservation effort alone would see $2,500. This small contribution, while meaningful, would still barely scratch the surface of the actual financial need for conservation efforts, further highlighting the gap between the game's intentions and its impact. This mirrors similar issues in the gaming world, such as RuneScape 3 and their mental health awareness initiatives, where you have limited time in-game items tied to mental health awareness, funded by gambling activities, which is a direct contradiction. If you're promoting gambling, which is a severe mental health problem, supporting mental health by utilization of mental health addictions feels inherently flawed. Would the money spent on Spill directly contribute to the sinking of real ships under the guise of conservation? The promise of making a positive impact through purchases feels misguided. The game features a gentle, low-poly visual style that is easy on the eyes and simple to follow, similar to a game like A Short Hike. It's not asking a whole lot from the player, and this is where the experience could be a bit of an issue for some. The concept of driving a low-tier boat, slowly scooping up oil from the surface and pushing plastic bottles into a recycling plant to gather coins to afford better upgrades and functionalities is fun at first, but that enjoyment starts to fade away when you encounter a few key problems. One of the main drawbacks is the lack of meaningful challenge or replayability once you've finished the game. Since the game autosaves at the final section, there is currently no way to restart or explore the experience again, nor do they currently have any bonus levels or missions. This does feel like it's leaving the player without much incentive to return after completing it in less than an hour. Spilled definitely plays well. It's relaxing and wholesome. There's something satisfying about picking up each animal, watching them become clean, and then feeling accomplished. The frustration that Lente must feel unfolds before you as you watch your efforts literally get washed away by the ocean by each passing commercial ship and oil freighter. It's a very powerful way to convey the challenges of environmental conservation. However, I can't help but feel that at its core, Spilled doesn't offer much more than that message. While it is a thoughtful experience, it feels less like a fully fleshed out game and more like a rally to a cause. Without a deeper level of gameplay challenge and engagement, it struggles to hold up as a game in a traditional sense. If you don't mind a game that takes less than an hour to fully complete and serves more as a short campaign to encourage reflection on the environment without being too overwhelming or out of reach, then Spilled just might be something that piques your interest. It's something that may or may not change your actions the next time you're out and about and spot a fumigating prime energy drink leaking toxic fumes into the environment. Who knows, the next time I head out for a run, I might just take one for the team and do what needs to be done, even though it's a very small task. This is definitely worth checking out if you're into short, meaningful, and casual takes on helping the environment.